Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to UG Capital Venture. I'm CJ, a software engineer who managed to become a self-made millionaire through hard work, dedication, and investment strategy. I have roughly a $500,000 portfolio, but after this recent pullback, I'm down roughly $150,000. I believe this is a blip in my process of growing this into a multi-million dollar portfolio. Okay, my value proposition to you all is that I'll be showing you all my transactions, all of my trades on my process of growing this portfolio. Okay, the goal is that you all can be better than me by applying my learnings and avoiding the things that I do incorrectly. Okay, if you're interested in that journey, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, for full transparency, I want to show you all that I'm buying Bitcoin. I bought a Bitcoin. I showed you, and I promised you all to show you my transactions. So I want to show you that my Bitcoin purchase, this won't be long, okay? Because I want to talk through a little bit of my logic, okay, as to why I'm buying Bitcoin, and I'm curious as to whether or not everyone else is buying Bitcoin, okay? So the first thing, all right, we talked about the bullish trend line here that was established at the beginning, established around July, okay? This green line, as you can see, as you all know, we had this recent pullback and we established this new yellow trend line here. We've been in a downtrend since roughly November, okay, and we seem to be breaking out of that downtrend. I believe we're going to come down and test this yellow trend line here, and the decision will happen from that point regarding what Bitcoin is going to do, I believe. But this seems to be relatively bullish that we're breaking this downward resistance here, this red trend line, and we'll see. Now, I also believe that all of this price action is insignificant given the grand scheme of things. We zoom out 10 years and it's going to be laughable that we were charting these insignificant moves, in my opinion, okay? So when I look at the fear and greed index, we're at roughly 25. We're in extreme fear. Okay, maybe this goes up, maybe this goes down, we'll see. But when I think about Bitcoin, right, I like to think about why gold actually has value. And here's a chart here that shows gold versus other commodities. You can see gold, silver, copper, and iron. And as you can see, the red is going to be the relative supply of gold or that asset compared to the crust of the earth, right? So as you can see, gold has the least supply given the percentage of, or the surface area of the earth, all right? And as you notice, the lower the supply, the higher the price, all right? So as you have more supply with silver, you have a lower price. And as you have a higher supply of copper, you have a lower price. And as you have a higher supply of iron, you have a lower price, all right? So you see this interesting correlation. So this is why gold tends to have and hold a lot of value, okay? The problem with gold, though, is that we could literally hit a gold mine and double the value of, double the amount of gold that we're aware that we actually have, right? Or a meteor could hit Earth and it could possess double the amount of gold that we've mined on Earth, right? So gold really isn't, gold is finite, but it's hard to measure how much gold actually exists, right? We don't know if someone has a hidden reserve of crazy amounts of gold that we've never accounted for, right? So there are a lot of problems with gold. I like Bitcoin because its scarcity is literally identifiable, right? There are 21 million Bitcoins, right? We don't know how much gold actually exists. We have estimations and they're pretty bad, to be quite honest. Okay, do the research on it. I was quite fascinated when I did the research. So there are 21 million Bitcoins. There will always be 21 million, okay, or less, right? If some are lost in circulation somehow, they're gone forever, but there will always be 21 million, okay? There isn't another 20 million hidden somewhere. And this is the interesting thing too, right? We can actually all verify that these things exist, these assets exist on the blockchain, right? So think about gold, right? Moving gold around is terrible. It's like barbaric to actually take large amounts of gold and physically move them around the earth, right? Bitcoin, provably finite, provably scarce, and you can move it around easily, right? So it's much better at being gold than gold is. And I believe the whole world is going to wake up to this like it's already been doing for almost a decade at this point, if not a little more. So you have gold with a $10 trillion market cap. I believe that Bitcoin will start to steal away a lot of this market cap, okay? I keep it really simple. Look here on CoinGecko. You can see all the companies that hold Bitcoin, all right? I believe that all major companies will hold Bitcoin in the future, and the valuation of Bitcoin will inevitably have to go increasingly higher. Okay. And when I think about the price action, when I think about companies acquiring Bitcoin and putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets, you have to think about fiscal years. Companies usually make purchases at the beginning of the fiscal year. So if they're going to make purchases, typically it'll be Q1, Q2 of next year, which means we could likely see price action as early as Q1, Q2, given that there is large adoption of crypto kind of happening in many ways. And if companies are going to actually add Bitcoin to their balance sheets or crypto in general, then it's going to be Q1, Q2 quite more likely than not. Okay, so with all that being said, I don't really get caught up in all of the things in the short term. I just think long term, Bitcoin is a great store of value. I think it does bet. It's the best store of value we have on earth right now. And with that being said, I finally got in my Bitcoin back, right? I got stopped out of my Bitcoin position literally on mistake while doing like an experimental thing, but I got stopped out of Bitcoin. But I have my Bitcoin back. I bought it back at $46,500. I'm down $200 right now. All right, I could literally be up $2,000 or $3,000 in the morning. Who knows? Who cares? I'm not doing this for the short term. Okay, I wouldn't recommend day trading Bitcoin, by the way. Now, with that being said, are you buying Bitcoin? Are you interested in Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin too expensive, and do you think it's a wash at this point? I personally think that Bitcoin has extreme upside. It's a great hedge against volatility in the crypto market. I believe it's an important asset to keep in your portfolio. And with that being said, I'm going to actually keep acquiring Bitcoin. And if it goes down, I'm going to acquire significantly larger amounts. Now, if you're confused about the $146,000 in that portfolio and wondering why it's not roughly $500,000 like I said, that's because I have multiple wallets. Okay, I have a Yuri wallet, I have a MetaMask, I have a Cutcoin account, I have a Coinbase Pro account. So as I show you guys my portfolios, you'll see everything. All right, and with that being said, guys, I'm out of here. See you in the next video. Peace.